executive leadership groups that you had been a part of over
Yeah.
the years. And I'm curious how much of an impact getting advice and insight from those outside of the industry who are also a part of family businesses has impacted the way that you run the Procopio companies or the way that you look at Procopio companies now.
Absolutely. There has been no greater single influence in my leadership and my ability to transition this business than the family business peer group that I'm a part of. I've been a part of a couple of them over the years. The one I'm currently part of is relatively exclusive. My current group is only there's only 7 guys in it. They're all, multi-generational family businesses. They're all executives in the family business. They're all dealing with the same issues. That support, that knowledge base, some of them much, much larger businesses than mine, that knowledge base, that sounding board, that kind of personal board of directors, board of advisors that's highly competent in what I'm about to do has been invaluable. Mm. And I think, again, this comes with generational transitions, right? It's not a criticism of previous generations. That is not something that ever would have been done in a previous generation. Previous generations were much more insular. They were much more apt to say, I know what I'm doing. Don't get in my way. I don't need to think outside of my box. And many times they were right. They were wildly successful with that type of a mindset. I think as you start to stretch out the generations and you start to grow a business, at least from my perspective, you start to be keenly aware of what you don't know. And if you're an effective leader, you're going to seek out that knowledge. You're going to seek out that base on which to build the business. This is actually a funny picture to put up here because this is late 80s or early 90s, and it shows the level. Like right now, we got almost 50 team members. We have executives. We've got a whole bunch of white collar people. But this is my dad and my uncle. My dad's on the right with that like popped collar. I don't know what the deal is with that. My uncle's on the left. This is like the late 80s or early 90s. They're not in the office. They don't have white shirts on. There's no ties involved. They are physically, there's a Stilson wrench in my dad's hand. They're changing the cutting edge blade on a bulldozer, right? Like themselves. This is the evolution of the business, right?
Mm-hmm. And you mean you're not going to go out after this conversation and change blades on site?
Well, I might. Okay. And to be fair, we were just telling some of our team that some of the team was questioning some of my input on some decisions we were making in a project. And Greg, my brother, reminded them that it wasn't that long ago that I was an on-call maintenance guy in our projects, right? So I've done my share of changing disposals and toilets and understanding what you do and don't want from a maintenance perspective. But this is interesting because this evolution of the business is what built the foundation for what we have today. We couldn't have parachuted into this and just said, well, I'm going to be a white collar real estate developer in the multifamily space. Everything I do today came from this background, right? It came from working in the dirt. It came from operating an excavator. It came from working on a framing crew. It came from working on a finish crew. It came from being a real estate agent in the real estate brokerage. I've done all of those jobs, as have my brothers by and large. And that's what builds kind of the, maybe not jack of all trades, but a breadth of knowledge that makes us a particularly nimble, particularly dangerous developer, right? We didn't just go to a real estate course at Northeastern and pop off and say, hey, we're going to be real estate development guys and raise some money. This is in our DNA. This is what we've grown up doing. And by and large, until the past couple of years, did it with our own balance sheet and our own capital.